things that we need to talk about are the English customs. So why was it, basically the question we're trying to do here is, why was it not clear who would end up being king by the end of 1066? And one of the reasons for that is because of the English customs about who would be the next king. So the English customs surrounding the succession. It was normal for the son of the last king to become the next king, but it wasn't always the case. At this time in history, it was normal but not always, especially if England was in a vulnerable position, because if the son of the previous king was still not an adult, then it might have been disadvantageous for England to have them as their king, because they wouldn't necessarily be able to defend England. So that's one thing that you would think about the English succession. Yes, if there was a son, it would have been usually handed to them, but not always if that son was not old enough yet to claim the responsibility to be able to defend England, which is the key role of a king. Second, it has to be somebody who is approved of by the leading English nobles. Because if they're not approved by the English nobles, especially the earls, then the earls could overthrow them. There could be some sort of risk of civil war, if you like. And then finally, the Witan. Well, the Witan kind of is all the leading key people in the country. If you're going to be a top student, you want to stretch yourself, they would be called the leading magnates. Magnates, not magnets, they're not metal, they don't stick to things. Magnates is M-A-G-N-A-T-E-S. The leading magnates would meet in the Witan, they would choose who would be the next king. We know that's one of the key responsibilities of the Witan. So it's not quite as simple as the son of the king becomes the next king, even taking into account the fact that Edward doesn't actually have a son, which is another thing entirely.